Hello there, welcome to Proper DIY Essential series, where today I'm going to look at how to dig, set and concrete in wooden posts for fences and gates. To increase the longevity of treated wooden fence posts, it's a really good idea to paint the section going into the ground with a black bitumen based paint, which is used in many applications just like this in the construction industry as a waterproofer. I've started with this as it takes a little bit of time to dry and it's best to apply 2 coats, so it's a good idea to get this out of the way first before you do anything else. With the paint drying, I mark out an offset to my fence line with a string line tied to wooden stakes. Here I'm using a 300mm offset, which I can refer to throughout the installation because 300mm is going to be far enough away from the holes not to conflict with the hole, but also close enough that I can easily measure with a tape. With this in place, I not only mark out the centre of the holes to be dug with some line marking spray paint, but also extend these away from the centre, because as soon as you start digging, the paint marking will be removed with the soil. So it's a good idea to have these paint markings extended out in each direction, just so you can keep referring to them. So now I've marked up where my posts are going to go, I'm now ready to dig. However, the first thing you need to think about before you put a shovel in the ground is potential services under there. And the challenge I've got through this corridor, that's only a couple of metres wide, is I've both got gas and water in plastic pipes, so it's not as if I can even pick it up with a cable detector. So I think the main thing I'm going to have to be doing is just be very careful. I start the hole off by using a post hole digger. Personally, I found the best combination of tools to dig my 700mm holes here are a post hole digger and a narrow drainage shovel. You could potentially get away with just using one or the other of these, although I've found the shovel excellent for cutting the holes and the post hole digger excellent for extracting the spoil. So in combination they work really well. As my posts are 100mm square, I'm aiming for a 200 to 250mm diameter hole, which gives me at least 50mm of concrete surround to the post, but also not too big that I'll end up wasting concrete. Without a narrow shovel like I'm using here, you'll really struggle to dig a neat, deep hole down to this depth for the posts. With these tools, it doesn't take long to get down to the 700mm depth I need. I place a post in the hole and check with my offsets that it's in the right position. If it doesn't fit at this stage, or it's touching the side of the hole, which means there's not going to be any concrete cover between it and the ground, then now is the best time to retrim the hole to ensure that you've got proper concrete surround. It's good practice for the foundation depth of a post to be at least 1/3 of the height of the post above the ground. So for a 6-foot fence, this would mean at least 2 foot in the ground. Here I'm using a 2.7 metre post for a 2 metre fence, giving me just over 1/3 of the height above the ground as a foundation. I can't stress enough that using the correct tools here turns a quite difficult job into something far easier while giving a better finished product. Once I'm happy with the post positions, I compact the bottom of the hole just using the post itself. I then place a layer of gravel at the bottom of the hole for 2 reasons. 1, to allow any water at the bottom to drain away from the post, and 2, it's easier to adjust the level of the post by tamping gravel down rather than soil. So here I've used around 50 to 75 millimeters of gravel at the base. I check with a spirit level from an adjacent post, or as I prefer to use, a laser level, which really helps to get things millimeter perfect. I'm very happy to say that once again this video has been sponsored by ITS for all the tools you need. They're open for trade and DIYs like you and me, and their next day delivery means that if you order anything before 7 PM it'll turn up next day, which is absolutely great for specialist tools like this that you really need to do the job. They've got an absolutely great website full of power tools, gardening, electrical, absolutely everything, and the ITS price promise means that they refuse to be beaten on price from Screwfix and Toolstation. And with over 18,000 5-star Trustpilot reviews, I'm not the only person to think that. So go and check out their website, and if you spend over £50 excluding VAT and put in the code PROPERDIY, they'll also send you a £30 goodie bag with your order. So go and check them out, I'm sure you'll be impressed. Before concreting the posts in, it's important to brace them in 2 directions. I'm lucky here that I have a post on the wall close to hand which I can measure off and pin in place. After I do this, I check with the spirit level, and then I eye it through to another vertical object like the corner of a house, just to triple check that it looks correct. To help keep it at the right height during concreting, I fix a cross timber at ground level before clamping in place another brace at 90 degrees to the first and checking for vertical again. Both these posts are now set at the right level, and I use my laser level for that, which makes life really easy actually when you're doing a job like this. Now they're set at the right level, I've now braced them in 2 directions, and I've cut 2 timbers exactly the same length for the top and the bottom of this doorway. I know both these posts are parallel to each other, and this width is exactly 10mm wider than the 950 door that I'm intending to put in. So I've just checked all the dimensions and plumb again and levels and everything, and I'm absolutely happy with that, and it's fairly sturdy, so even if the wind comes up it's not going to move. So I think it's time for a bit of concrete. To mix the concrete I use 6 parts ballast, which is a combination of sand and gravel, with 1 part cement. For more details on hand batching concrete, please see my hand batching concrete video, link in the card on the screen and in the description below. So the concrete is mixed and it's ready to go in the hole, and I can already hear the screams from some of you saying, why didn't you use postcrete? Well, there's various reasons why I don't use postcrete, some of which I'm going to tell you now on the voiceover, because I need to get on and get this stuff in there. So the pros and cons for mixing a fast setting, mix in the whole concrete are as follows. 1. Postcrete is ready mixed, so there's no effort in the mixing of it like there is with traditional concrete. It's cleaner because you essentially just throw it in the hole and there's no mixing outside of the hole. Because it's fast setting, it also gains strengths faster, so potentially giving the ability to take load the same day and get on with the rest of the job. The contra is you don't know how well it's mixed with the water, and if there's any pockets of high water cement ratio with a lower strength, you can't see what's happening down in the hole. It's almost impossible to form the required bevel at the top of the foundation to ensure that water runs away from the post. And most importantly, it's expensive at around about 2.5 times the cost of a standard concrete mix. But at the end of the day, it's really your choice. This is just my own opinion. That's the post fully installed, and it's been about 24 hours since I poured the concrete, so I think I've got enough strength now to carry on with the fence in here and the gate that goes between these posts. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please check out the other ones on my channel and please subscribe. So from some posts that I don't think are going anywhere for many years, I'll see you next time.